right, so I'm coming back at you. We've got the TRX. All right, so another great exercise that you can be doing all on your own, again for the core, is called a TRX rollout. And actually what we're going to be doing is a good straight arm rollout. We're going to progress this exercise to incorporate what we call the anterior transfer, or the anterior abdominals, the transverse abdominals, the abdominals underneath the abdominals. And we're with straight arms going to start out just like we finished up in our push-up position, right? With the arms good and straight, we're going to keep that head neutral. We're actually going to tuck that chin under just a little bit to keep that spine good and neutral. And we're going to focus on not letting anything move at all except the shoulders. Now this is a great exercise. And of course, if you're having issues with rotator cuff or anything like this is an exercise to avoid. Now with straight arms, you want to extend those arms all the way up overhead. As you bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. Lock that core, tuck those hips underneath, and then just bring the hand, good straight arms back underneath the shoulders. All right, so again, fists in line with the TRX straps, in line with the shoulders. Again, extend those arms out, lock that belly button in tight, keep it super solid. We're not looking for any hip extension, no hip flexion, not letting anything hinge backwards, dip forwards. Keep it super, super tight, and then just bring the arms good and straight back down into the neutral of the starting position. All right, now, I also love the TRXs because they're fantastic at building up both mobility in the hips as well as stability in the knees and the ankles. And to demonstrate that, I'm going to hold on to the TRX, and I'm actually going to decrease the straps just a smidge, but we're going to be starting off with a drop the bucket squat. Now, a drop the bucket squat is exactly that. We're going to drop our bucket down as low to the ground as possible. So I'm going to open up my feet just a little bit, toes pointing out at 1 and 11 o'clock. I'm going to position the straps or the handles of the TRX right next to my chest. Drop that bucket. Now, there's two things that's happening with this. You're holding onto the TRX, so that allows you to have lots of stability and kind of alleviates any fears of, oh my God, I've got so much weight on top of my legs. Again, lean it forward. We're still looking for the spine to be neutral, or actually the spine parallel with the calf. We're going to drive up through those toes and finish back up in the starting position. Right? But this is really, really great. Bringing it down slow, it's going to help open up those hips. You can increase the mobility by opening up the hips just a little bit more, and that may or may not allow you to get even further depending upon how low you were able to get in the first place. Bring it down low. But the TRX, the second reason why it's so great having the TRX handles here is it allows you to help pull yourself up. So we got all that weight on top of those quads that may not be accustomed to moving that weight so much, but now we're going to be pulling ourselves up just as if we had a bar there and we're just standing up out of the chair. All right? Now for our stability squat, what we're going to be doing here is balancing on one leg, and I'm going to let that leg just travel out in front so you can kind of see what's going on. Again, bending at the knee, bending at the hips. It's a single leg squat movement, driving through those toes and then standing it back up. All right, so down slow, holding onto the TRX, and of course the next progression from this one would be actually doing it without the TRX handles at all. Okay. Now I'm going to finish it all off with a final back exercise, a posterior core exercise, working the lower back, and it's called a TRX hinge. Now this is a beautiful, beautiful exercise that hits the entire posterior chain, locks out the stability in the hips, and it's going to be great for the shoulder stability or the scapula. All right, so we're going to start it all off like a Y, as if we're doing the YMCA dance. Start it off in the Y. We're going to push those hips back, and with straight knees and a neutral spine, push those hips back. We're coming up on those heels. All right, bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. Arms are right up overhead. We're going to drive through those hips and power all the way back up into the Y position. Now this looks like a really advanced movement, and it is pretty advanced, but at the same time, it's a very, very simple and uncomplicated movement. Power all up. However, if you need to, one of the great things, again, about the TRXs is you can quickly adjust it to meet what you need. So what I'm going to do to regress this exercise, make it a little bit easier and alleviate some of that load, start it off in the Y, but start with a staggered stance. So my front leg will be good and straight, taking the load on my back leg, so I'm actually supporting my weight on my back toe, bring it down with a neutral spine, arms come right up overhead. You know you're in the right position when those biceps are in line with the earlobes, and power all the way back up, sticking that chest out and belly button in tight. All right, this is Greg with Lit Fitness coming back at you, www.getlitfit.com, Kansas City's premier, an awesome women's and guys co-ed bootcamp.